amazing from Nikov. Like a very creative opening from him. So I don't know. I don't know where we sit with them yet. And I don't think we will for like another couple months at least.
I'm trying to set up all my overlays here. I have to rename Vivi. And yeah, I think there might be some balance changes as well, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if, for example, the unique cavalry thingy is intended.
Oh, you mean the extra damage against buildings?
Yeah.
Where they're like basically nukes? Yeah, I don't think that's intended. Also, the fortified churches might, you know, we might need to tone those down a little bit with the monks garrisoning in and out. Seems a little bit ridiculous to just set up a forward position where you can hop in and out with your monks. Is kind of crazy.
Yeah. I think so as well. Can be easily abused, especially if people are getting better and better with it.
Yep. Anyway, welcome in everyone. Vivi versus Andy. I'm assuming you're into the game here, Nili. And we have Atakama, and Vivi is playing as Byzantines. Andy is playing as Japanese. We had an absolutely wild game on Atakama, which, I mean, I've seen a lot of them, but the game yesterday between Barles and Nikov was crazy. One of my favorite games of the last year or so. It was amazing.
I did not catch it. I only saw people complaining about the map generation there. And this one seems to be as bad. Because look at that. Vivi can get into the center there, can squeeze through those trees, and can build a tower. And then Andy can't get any wood anymore.
Yep. He can completely control that area. Andy does have other areas to like the left where he might be able to go, but if Vivi walls that off, it's going to be problematic. One thing I've noticed immediately is that Andy has gone out for the fishing ship, which even with Japanese kind of seems like a player preference type of deal, whether you're going to go for that. Also worth pointing out that Andy spends 50 less wood on his lumber camp, so if he wants to shift them around, he can. And on this version of Atakama, you have pretty consistent alternate wood line generations in the corners. So like there's 2,000 wood over there from Andy, where if he puts a lumber camp there, if he wants to retreat to another wood line, he can basically gather all 2,000 of that with one camp in the corner.
Yeah. It's actually a reasonable lumber camp that he can build there. So certainly an option. We have seen people go pretty wild on that one. Maybe try to get the shorefish, then send like 3-4 villagers over there. Just makes it easier for you, but obviously pretty exposed for raids.
Yeah. So, how have you been enjoying Warlords so far? We're going to see militia here, or men-at-arms, but so it's still a couple seconds off.
I like the, obviously, I really love to see and people explore Georgians and Armenians, right? That's what excites me so much. Like people really trying to figure it out. I expected more bands there, but you see how much people are preparing and how much people are trying to figure this one out. And this is my highlight so far.
Look at where the scout is going from Vivi. Vivi's going over towards the water, and he is going to find that dock. No, he turns around, doesn't find the dock. He sees the militia coming in, and maybe he feels like he needs to deal with that, as the militia are indeed in now from Andy, and Vivi's going to have to deal with this. He does have the archer range, though, so he just needs to buy himself a little bit of time as Andy is coming forward with the tower.
But not a great tower there. You can just move a bit to the side, villagers. Now trying to build a counter tower here with 3. And I don't think Andy's tower will go up.
Yeah, if it was any other player other than Vivi, I would have said there was a trap potential on those 2 militia attacking his wall. But we know that Vivi doesn't really go for that as often. As he gets the first archer out. Needs to be really... Oh, that's sloppy stuff. That's really sloppy from Vivi.
Gets away after only 2 scout hits. I thought he could lose that one, but with 20 HP, you still have a good chance to micro.
Yeah. And now Andy goes for a follow-up range, and it's pretty far forward. So if he ever gets kicked off of this position, he's going to be in a pretty rough spot with being able to mass up military. But right now, Andy still keeps the pressure alive, and Vivi's scout is weaker. And Vivi only had... apparently enough gold for that one archer. And then he goes out to gold. Now he's got a bit to queue some more. Skirmisher follow-up, though.
Yeah, might mix in archers and skirms quite evenly there. Maybe even a second archer range is an option. And now he loops around and tries to counterattack, but this is such a long walk to get over to the other side.
Yeah, especially with that range now forward from Andy. Vivy can even see that. He has full vision on that range, and he's just left that position, and he's hoping that, you know, one skirmisher is going to be enough to push this away. But, I mean, that scout is 3/4 HP. If your skirm gets too exposed there, it can take it off, and that villager inside is going to need to leave. So Vivy's going to have to do damage with this counterattack, which I don't think he can.
Gets her out. All good. Yeah, and defensive tower already on the wood line here, so won't find any damage there. Can maybe delay the blacksmith a bit.
Okay, farms coming up from Vivy. Still 3 fishing ships behind this from Andy. And the blacksmith has been delayed. And that's a dead villager somehow. Wasn't even looking there. I just assumed they wouldn't do anything. But apparently with that archer, with the spearman, and with the scout, and the skirmisher here, it's enough. And Vivy actually might find another villager if he micros correctly. No.
6 HP. We need 5 more tickles.
4, 3,
3.
3. No, that man's staying alive. That man is staying alive. Meanwhile, on the other side, Andy microing his villagers at home, loses the scout and a man-at-arms. That's pretty rough situation for him, but at least he's still got the pressure, and it doesn't really look like Vivy has much of a counter army. Literally nothing. Like, he's got no food in the bank, and he queues up another skirm instead of an archer here.
Well, an archer right now won't really help him too much against the 4 skirmishers that are harassing him, right? And he sends archers again for the counterattack, tries to find some damage. This is really ambitious, though.
Yeah. Also worth pointing out that Vivy can't see the hole into the middle area. So I think he might have gone for a tower position if he could, but he's just missing that one tile where he could potentially get in. If he can't. No, he does see the hole.
Vivy?
Never mind.
Vivy sees everything.
Yeah, I was being blind there.
Yeah, a bit better awareness could help him out there. And honestly, this is like, if he was someone that spoke fluent English and was following the Discords, he would have seen like multiple people complain about this map generation, right? Viper did like 2 weeks ago, Nikov yesterday. So the moment you play Atakama and follow the Discord, you always try to check for this and see, okay, where do I wall? Maybe can I abuse the map as well? And obviously, Vivy, no chance to follow this on his own.
So these archers will find the fishing ships, and they will try and take out this villager. I think the ships can block if Andy pulls the villager away on time. They might take her out. They're not going to do anything against these fishing ships, the Japanese variety, and the fire galley is on the way out, so it's a limited amount of time he can sit there. Meanwhile, Andy's found a villager at the back, and Vivy is sending a villager forward now, potentially for that pond.
That would feel weird.
Yeah. Does take out a Vil.
Skirm fight, better for Andy though. Vivy heavily outnumbered here.
Yeah, and Vivy's not even really paying attention at the back there. Pushes away that spearman, but loses 2 skirms, and you don't want to fall this far behind in population. It can be really tough. 9 skirms versus 3.
Andy already using the market here. Sold some wood, buys some food for himself, and still tries to arrest the berries more and more. Kind of interesting that Vivy constantly tries to go back for it and now goes for some wild farms here.
Now fish traps being set up here from Andy. He's already got that fire galley, so this villager doesn't really accomplish much. That is a weird decision. You're sitting here and you're thinking, well, I'm going to push the Japanese, but I guess you are Byzantines, right? So I guess your fire does win the 1v1 if you can get the dock up. I don't know. It's so weird because it's shoreline all the way around that. That fire can just deny that dock. Straight up.
Well, it's not happening. Fire actually moves away. And, well, I think the main story now is that we're actually getting the tower in the center.
Yep. And Castle Age on the way for Andy. But Andy is almost chopped through. Andy is almost chopped through that center area. 90 wood in between him and freedom, and that tower is within range of his own tower. However, it is a Byzantine watchtower, so it does have more HP if Vivi wants to commit to that.
This is ugly for Andy now. Really ugly. And not much he could have done there. Let's run away, and this will obviously mean wood income won't be as efficient. And this is a nice position for Vivi. Have to love it.
Vivi is going to be a minute behind a Castle Age. He still has the skirmishers. He's still got some stone to repair that tower. But Andy will have the potential of adding in knights, which will counter the skirmisher army from Vivi very nicely. He can add in siege. He can go for another town center. But right now, the main issue for Andy is his wood income, as he's using the Japanese fishing ship to sit inside of it, in front of his fire galley. And it's doing a pretty good job over on that side to clear this up. And now brings the skirms over to deal with the villagers. So I don't think this dock forward is going to accomplish all that much. Just a little bit of a distraction.
Yeah, and only forced one extra fire galley, right? The moment you see, okay, opponent has to go for the same amount or even more fire galleys to clear this up, you somehow think, okay, it was worth it, but this was such minimal investment. And now the villager even dying. This was really good for Andy.
Yep. And now Andy's coming forward with a ton of villagers here. Is he just going to go to that TC? He seems very confused. He's waiting for resources, and he's placing a TC within range of that other tower. So he can take it out. The skirmishers are going to be a little bit annoying, but there's a knight on the way. And Andy could actually choose to go for cav archers here if he had wood to supplement his knights.
Yeah, he's not building anything else and only one stable, so not really the plan to go full knights here. And CA, they feel crazy strong of Japanese right now, right? Another question, like, was it intended that they also do +2 attack against skirms?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, otherwise it wouldn't be that much of a buff, would it?
Yeah. It felt underwhelming because you felt like, okay, against CA, well, you can still just build skirms, but now skirms are barely an option against Japanese CA.
Yeah. It can still work, though, cost effectively, if you're considering the fact that, you know, the cav archers are costing gold and the skirms are just food and wood. So late game can still be okay, but at this stage of the game, it's really, really tough to stop that mass. But we're talking about cav archers, not any cav archers on the field. There's knights and a TC from Andy, as he still continues to try and clear up the dock, and Vivy is just hard committing onto these fires. And with Byzantine fires, Vivy is actually in a position to potentially win that water position if Andy doesn't have the wood to keep producing.
And 2 camels could be sent over there as well, and they obviously help out quite a bit on water. And Andy, I think he could even consider stopping that fire galley because he will lose the water.
Yep, and there goes another fishing ship. I mean, he can use his fishing ships as blocks to soak some of the damage. He is raiding, or getting raided rather, with the camels on the back gold. And Vivi, 43 villagers against 45, 2 TC production for Andy. He's still got a good position in the middle, but Andy is taking advantage of the fact that Vivi can't pay attention everywhere at once. 2 villagers down there. The fire galley has been killed forward, so Andy will push out with another one. Still 2 for Vivi there. And Vivi seems to be kind of struggling here.
It's crazy how we're fighting at 6 different spots at the same time, right? The camels, the knights, on water, we're building extra TCs, another raiding group. Like, it just gets really, really hectic. And then we have to think about, like, who's better in those situations. And it feels like Messi is typically pretty good for Vivi if he can get some better control for himself. But this is the kind of Messi where I see Andy probably being the better one.
Yeah, well, you're saying that, and I'm watching Andy lose probably 4 villagers on this stone. Vivi is doing everything he can to avoid that one villager that's 1 hit away from dying. But he should be in a position to maybe take this one. Yeah, and then take that one too. Wow. Andy losing so many villagers to those camels. We look at their KD. They've got 6 villager kills. Those 2 camels.
Yeah, it's pretty sick. And yeah, they have to be happy with that. Camel's not really typically your unit that is that great to use and raid some villagers. But he certainly got some value out of this, and all of a sudden, villager count basically even.
Yep, and the fish are gone. Basically, there's one trap left over. If Vivy goes for an additional fire galley, I think Andy needs to give that up. But he has gone for another dock in the south. So he is going to try and expand a little bit, use some of that excess wood as he goes into monks. And this could be a difficult situation for Vivy because we know how good Andy can play with these monk combinations. Gets a camel right away. He's going to get a second one here.
And now even more monasteries.
Yep.
Oy, oy, oy.
He looks to be pretty comfortable with the 3 TC setup. 2 monasteries already. Just needs to do something about this middle area as Vivy goes for another tower. Andy is on stone. And he's now buying a lot of stone. 506 gold. He used to buy 300 stone, and he's almost going to have a castle. And now he's battering through that wall. And that should send a message to Vivy that he wants to build a castle there.
Yeah, and just imagine like a castle next to the lumber camp, maybe have some knights at the left-hand side, and all those villagers in the center could be trapped.
Vivy is on stone himself, though, and he already has the tower up. If he can get a second tower, we might see a situation where towers actually deny a castle. I don't like that house. I think it should be 1 tile further forward, so Andy can't fit a castle inside of that area. It's a really weird house. Can it not fit in there?
I think it can. 4 times. It looks like 4 times 4.
He puts it up there. Okay, maybe it can't.
Okay.
Maybe it can't fit in there. Damn. Maybe Vivy did the math.
4? No. It's 4 times 4. I'm sure of it.
Okay. It's a strange castle then. I feel like the wood control is your major issue right now.
Well, maybe he felt like, okay, there's so many monks there, and he felt the pressure coming from this area.
Yeah. Trying to get the conversions here. Does manage to get a camel. Gets a second camel as well. The knights are through on the left side. Monks can't stall out building villagers anymore. It takes them a second for the villager to realize that it's being shouted at. And Andy is going to be fine. Vivy needs to retreat from this position. Vivy is still only 1 TC. He does have more villagers, though, because he's gotten a ton of kills, and Andy has had a wild amount of idle TC time to be expected with all this production. I also love that tower from Andy. That prevents the monks from coming forward, and you can just keep pushing this area.
Now the mangonel should be the next follow-up, right? He's really stuck for wood. Now 6 on wood only. Wow.
Yeah, and 4
this is
of
really
them are
tough
about
for
to be
him.
cut off by another tower from Vivy. Time to go to the corners, start taking wood. We're just, way over on the left side, potentially.
No more outpost. Counter tower by Vivy against the one at the front. And Andy, I don't think he can finish this one.
Oh, Vivy did have a second. I'm so blind today, dude. I gotta wake up. He's had a second TC for a very long time. Ooh, 1 villager going down from Andy. Vivy goes for another counter tower. Andy still hasn't finished the tower at the front. This is a messy game, and you can tell that they just can't keep their attention focused on all the areas they need to.
Both now going for atonement, realizing, okay, monks are dominating this area. And, well, Andy should be more experienced in monk v monk wars, I believe.
Yeah. It's looping around to the side. Vivy has the monk targeted for a conversion first, but Andy's got 4 monks converting, and, well, Vivy gets the first conversion, deletes another monk. Coming out to convert another one, and skirmishers are pushing in as well, but Andy ends up getting that one, and now he's trying to convert the knights and the camels. Gets 1. Does not get a follow-up camel, and he's going to lose a lot of monks here.
Both players losing quite a bit, but those, at least one is being saved. No, not even that. But lots of camels have lost lots of HP as well. Look at how low they are.
Yep. Dead. They were theoretical at best. Camels are dead. The knight needs to come back. Byzantine healing will get that guy back into the battlefield immediately. And Andy is actually looped around now all the way to the left side of that main wood to gather it. His main issue has been wood. Looking at Vivi's resource bank, I can't say the same. Vivi has 1,700 wood in the bank, and now he's thinking about Imperial Age with this castle going up. Cheaper imp for Vivi with the Byzantines, and there's a castle there from Andy. This is a bit risky, though, because we have potential maybe for another tower. We've got the castle going up over there. I don't know how far that can range.
Why don't we have not a single villager on gold? All of them building the castle here, apparently. Okay, now we finally click up to him.
Yep. Vivi needs to leave, and Andy's getting guard tower. Monk wars continue in the north as well.
This is intense, but Andy, like, shouldn't he get completely cleared up here by...
Trebs, yeah.
Well, a trap that has a lot of time, or just Vivi going for 2-3 traps?
Yep. He should. I mean, Andy's done all of this because he didn't have the access to the middle, right? He's been struggling for wood the whole time, so he's kind of all in Castle Age here, and Vivi really taking advantage of the Byzantines is going to get that treb, and I don't know if there's any way that Andy can clear that treb. He's adding a siege workshop now for maybe some rams, but, I mean, these are Byzantine castles, right?
Maybe he doesn't believe that Vivi is up, or maybe he wants to push the top because we just saw a new TC going up there, and maybe he thinks he can raid that. Harass it a bit.
Oh, aggressive tower in the center as well from Andy. Underneath the town center. Vivi did abandon that with a lot of villagers at one point, but I mean, he's got a tower up of his own. That guard tower, 99%! 99%! Oh, it goes up, final hit. Final hit, and it's up.
Love the house there from Andy. Those villagers? Oh, let's see. Certainly that means the castle at the bottom should be the one targeted first.
Vivi has done a wonderful job trying to raid Andy throughout this entire process. You look at the eco KD right now, 29-10. Andy now running out of gold on that other TC he made, so he needs to come for the forward gold there from Vivi. He's got guard tower research, but he doesn't have any stone, and he doesn't have any gold to buy stone. I think this is a disaster for Andy. Like, we're looking at his res right now. All the things you potentially could do in Castle Age to push back an Imperial Age opponent, he can't afford any of those options.
Yeah, a trap go was obviously the thing that we were dreaming of. Not a ram go, right? 3-4 rams, some patterns, and then if he breaks this castle, he would have been in a good spot, I believe. But now in him, it's basically impossible here. He needs to prolong this and kind of has to give up the center. Try to get a good economy, but this will be a tough task.
Yep. Block printing on the way for Vivi, for his 2 monks. He's got the treb set up behind the castle. Nice little area there. Very defensive, and I don't think Andy can do anything about that. He's getting masonry now. But where is the stone supply for Andy? It's at the back. Okay, so that's fairly safe. So he can keep preparing for a little while, at least.
Another beautiful tower at the woodline here. The 4 villagers that were fleeing earlier are now getting killed, and it just feels like so much control for Vivi, who's losing the TC in the center.
He converted a mangonel. Converted a mangonel. Now he's harassing the gold from Andy, and he's going to chase that down with villagers, but how is Andy ever going to secure this area? I guess like an extra guard tower or something, but I mean, kind of needs that stone to repair the castles, right?
But do you really want to invest it there? Like, are you really buying yourself some time? Especially a 1 villager repair feels indecisive? That's for 5 now.
He's sending in rams. Against the Byzantine castle. Not sure about that one, but he's going to try for it. Maybe have the rams attack the trebs and hope to catch Vivi off guard. Guard tower versus watchtower in the north on that gold. Regardless of whether this tower stays up or goes down for Vivi, it is harassing Andy's gold supply. And that's Andy's only gold that he's on currently. He's actually just now coming back to take the golds in the back of his base. It's like he didn't realize those were even an option when he pushed forward for that 4 tile near Vivi's side.
Yeah, goes for both of them. Maybe he felt okay. It's so nice to go forward because I have the villagers there. That's the area that I want to push from anyways. And made the decision before Vivi actually reached him. But Vivi now with 3 traps. Looks good to clear up everything. And Andy, yeah, score is reasonably close. Population is reasonably close. But simply being a full age behind and crucial access of the center woodline is missing.
Yeah, doesn't have any villagers on that middle except 3 near the town center that is under threat now from Trebs. That one castle goes down. More rams still coming out from Andy here. He's being raided at the back by Light Cav on those golds we just talked about. And Vivi just kind of stretching out to the left side. There's stone there. There's gold there. And he's got 4 trebs now. So any repairs that Andy does here in Castle Age aren't really going to be able to hold these trebs.
So only 200 food, right? And Andy, a master of Monk v Monk war, but against block printing monks, and you have only the 9 range, you're always going to lose.
Sending more villagers out to the stone. He's getting Town Watch, and, well, he's in a weird spot right now where he wants to go up to Imperial Age, he wants to get a castle, he wants to have some form of military that isn't just monks, and you can't afford any of that. It's tough to afford one option, let alone all of those things.
Ooh. Is there a way how we can somehow get to Imperial Age here as Fandys? Like, the more monks don't really feel like a good option. Vivi now getting so many upgrades. Yeah, rams are annoying, but they didn't really find any real kills either yet.
Fandys? Is that what we're calling Andy fans now?
Yeah.
Fandys nuts. Sorry.
Are you not a Fandy?
No, I'm not a Fandy, not yet. No. Maybe in a bit. Maybe some more crazy games on Black Forest. Then I'll be a Fandy.
Okay. Did you enjoy that one?
I had enjoyable moments in that game.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, this game's over, right? Like it has to be.
But it will take some time.
Yeah, he can drag it out for sure.
Well, it's dragging itself out.
It's like it just feels like as soon as Vivi gets into some sort of follow-up to these Trebs, which he will eventually because he has 108 bills, and he's got now a lot of safe areas to take resources and place farms and whatnot. It seems like Andy's never going to hit the timing to be able to go into the counter units, right? Horse Collar just coming in now for Andy, so that compounded his wood issues this entire game even more. Yeah.
More eco upgrades coming in for Vivi as well. Finally feels okay. Now I fully stabilized. And let's just get the eco rolling and then go for units. I wouldn't even know what he needs to go for. It feels like no matter what he goes for, he will overrun Andy. If it's Arbalest, if it's skirmishes, he could go for cataphracts. Like, Andy simply has kind of nothing on the map, like monks and light cap right now.
Yeah. Towers being cleared up. Monks being converted. Andy goes for another TC in the south, so he plays on. He's raiding with Light Cab over on the left side. Maybe he just needs to get his farm numbers up and get some stables down, and that's exactly what he's doing over on the left side. More stables following up. The monks are pretty much like holding down the fort on the right. There's no way that Andy can push that at all. And the Trebs are just slowly rolling in.
Ooh, this must feel hard for Andy. Like, he was in a reasonable spot, he felt like. And this is such an important set for both of them. Obviously, if you lose this set, you're out with 0-3, which, well, both players obviously wanted to avoid at all costs.
Vivi's about to lose all his monks. Yep. Unless he can out-heal the damage somehow with Byzantines. He might get a Light Cav. He gets a Light Cav. Big.
Okay.
37 on food now for Vivy. 37 on food.
camels.
40 on gold for Andy. Redemption coming in, and he's got 1,700 gold. He almost has enough stone for a castle as well. And he's kind of distracting Vivy a little bit with these raids, so he's buying himself enough time. He's not enough, but he's buying himself some time. And he's trying to drag it out a little bit.
in the middle.
Yep. Good quick walls.
Oh, nice. Saved all but one villager. Still no ballistics. Really hurts him, though.
Don't shoot with that bomber cannon, Vivy. You shoot with that Vivy? Yeah. Shows the bomber cannon to Andy. And now you have to delete everything. Town patrol is definitely
before
interesting. Yeah. I mean, 124 eco for Andy. 133 total economy for Vivy. And Vivy, okay, now has 42 on food. Heavy camo coming in. He can start the spam. He loses a bombard cannon, but as long as he has those Trebs alive and heavy camos in front, should be in a good position. But I'm saying that, and Andy's up to imp. And Andy has 2k gold in the bank, Nili, and 55 on food.
Yeah,
Vivy
he has a really economy.
Yeah, Vivy just hasn't really followed this up very well, has he? It took him too long to get the food eco set up.
And the 4 traps, right? Why were they not pushing further forward?
I don't know. I don't know. He does have enough for a castle. Maybe he can go for one in the south. Just start pressuring this area. Still only 150 population for Vivy.
Same for Andy. This is still a game, Dave.
Yeah, somehow. Like Andy was buying himself enough time with those raids, I suppose. I mean, the flood is about to start here from Vivy. I say that, but he's only got 1 unit in the queue.
That's sick, right? Why is he not getting the resources in?
Like, why is he not making units with the resources he currently has?
Oh, that's now it goes for Arbalest tech.
Okay, Light Cav are clearing up that Treb. Vivy sends villagers forward. He's making a switch into Arbalest, like you said, and he's raiding the castle that Andy is putting defensively. 1 monk goes down. Villagers are dying here, and I think Andy needs to leave this castle. And Vivy is going for a castle in the south now.
Oh, that's
a really
one.
good raid for Vivy. Really, really solid raid there. And remember, he's
getting those traps to the castle at the bottom would be key. Oh, Andy even cancelled that castle. Wow.
Yep, and he goes for another one. Counter castle on Vivy. It's worth pointing out that Andy does not have any control over this center area, this center wood. No control over that, and he calls the GG. Damn, dude. Sorry, I was on fast forward unintentionally there. I had like 2 seconds of speed up.
I was like, what? He did what?
Yeah.
Andy dropping to pop 120, and it felt like Vivy could have finished the game a bit earlier, but he just took all the steps to not lose all his traps, but expand his economy, got all the eco upgrades, and now got into the spot where he could really go for his big raids, and Andy had no answer.
I think Andy, he did a good job getting himself into a position where if Vivy makes too many mistakes, he could conceivably come back. But if Vivy plays just okay, he's going to win from the spot that he had when he got to Imperial Age. Like, Andy's eco was kind of insane behind this at the end of the game, right? Like 55 on food, 2k gold in the bank. But the problem is you're missing the timings. You're 3 or 4 minutes behind everything that you need to be to.
Yeah. It's really ugly, honestly, that especially after yesterday where people complained about this map, we had it again today where I felt like Andy was in a strategic disadvantage, not having access to the center area of the woodline.
To be fair, at the beginning of that push, it wasn't taken advantage of, but Vivy eventually did come for that tower, right?
Yeah. And yeah, Andy, he can go for other wood lines and can build them cheaper, but it's just like so secure wood line for Vivi then for such a long time as well.
You should have heard your mom last night. She sounded like my great aunt when I pull a surprise visit. She was like, oh!
Freaking amazing duo today. Davao Nili Davao, chat.
Fuck you, Riley. I made your mom so
All right.
Trudeau deployed a 20
So,
unit to stack sandbags
we're
around
going on to Black
Twitch
Forest
was being
here.
cringe and not letting me
Oh, boy.
sleep for a while.
Incas versus Britons this time around. We have Britons versus Vietnamese, that famously long BF game between Andy and Jordan. I still think Britons are one of the strongest civs you can have late game in Black Forest, and their boom is really nice with the cheaper TCs. Incas, Vivi's gonna have to try and do something early. We know Andy is really good with the villager wars, so I don't know if he gets that forward position. And I think as long as Andy gets that forward position, even if he's lost like 3 or 4 villagers along the way, he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, I can't see him losing 3-4 villagers. Like, had to be a really weird spawn, and the eagle has to go crazy there. I think this should be a relatively safe one for Andy. I'm trying to think of strategies that Inca can go for that could break Britons.
Yeah.
Maybe if Andy refuses to go for champions and somehow gets overwhelmed by eagles.
Yeah. Maybe the counterplay on BF is to go for Khmer and build a house up against some random part of the wall and hop a villager in and start like being annoying with it against a player like Andy. I don't know. I'm thinking like super out of the box strategies to just try and get your
But
villagers
if
in
they just wall a straight line,
yeah, then you can't do it. Yeah. I know, but I mean, when you're looking at this map, right, and we're looking at Andy versus Vivy, it's about as close to a sure win as I can think of. So you got to do something a little bit weird, because I don't think Andy is going to be messing up here, and he just has so much experience on this map. So he's coming forward with 5 villagers right away.
Sadly, my game didn't load up properly. But you can just go wild, and I will try to figure everything out.
Okay. 5 villagers for Andy. We've got this nice little choke point in the center. There is a wolf there, which could find him, and the wolf is aggroed. Both players getting loom, but Vivy has only sent 3 villagers forward. His eagle does win the 1v1 in Dark Age. But Andy has a 2 villager advantage on the center area, and he's going to send 2 villagers to start building these walls, and he pushes the villagers from Vivy away with his own. And this might be a pretty easy contest for Andy to win unless Vivy keeps sending villagers forward, which he is. Vivy is sending more villagers forward. So Andy is going to need to retreat, but he's got portions of his walls up, and he just needs to take that one step at a time. There might be a situation here where Vivy has villagers trapped in. Villagers now engaging against each other in the center. She's weak. She's going to need to be pulled back. Scout takes a few extra hits, and more vills coming forward from Andy. One of them is a little bit weak, but at this point, it's all about numbers. Behind this, Andy did manage to bring in a boar, so he's going to keep his TC running. Vivy did manage to bring in a boar as well. And the battle continues. It rages on. The entire village people are here. 1 villager dead from Vivy. Andy, there's no way he gets this quick wall down, right? With the eagle chasing. Oh my god, that's disgusting.
Is he the best quick waller we have right now?
I puked in my mouth a little bit. I
hope that's a good thing.
He might be. I mean, it's either him or Viper, right? Feels like. Another eagle goes down. Okay, another villager goes down. The eagle goes down as well. And Andy loses his first vill of the game. But he's going to get this wall up, and Vivy will need to retreat. And now it's to a point where Vivy is going to have to do some sort of all-in to try and punish Andy. Otherwise, this just simply isn't going to work.
And all-ins aren't that easy on Black Forest, right? Because even the rewall looks really easy for Andy here.
The problem is you can do all, but you can't get in. You know, like you can do. Oh, they got walled in, these vills. Andy has managed to stick them behind the walls, so he's in with all, but it's not what he planned. As Vivy now walls on the other side of this, and Vivy will send more villagers forward. He goes for a gate as well. He traps in 2 villagers from Andy, but Andy is just going to kill that gate.
He could kill the villager first and then go for the gate.
Yeah, he could.
Crazy macro by Vivy, by the way, behind this. Not a single second of idle TC.
You should have heard your mom last night. She sounded like my great
Oh,
aunt.
boy.
Just can run.
Andy's
She was like,
kind of running away. Never mind. Andy's sending more
Killing
vills.
it 5 more.
I was going to say he's retreating. But no, he's not retreating. He's just pulling some of the weak ones away, and he'll pull those 2 women away eventually. And there's also a couple other weak ones over on this side as Vivy loses another villager. 3-1 KD so far on the Vill Wars, and Vivy is unable to get another Vill. Andy will pull her away. Go for a forward lumber camp. He's housed right now, which is pretty painful. And Andy's had 1 minute and 13 seconds of idle TC. So the villager count is actually in Vivy's favor right now. And he kills another one. Vivy's not doing terribly. I think I jinxed him.
But Andy might finish the wall. Andy might finish the wall, and then every single villager dies there.
Yeah, Vivy's trying to prevent that. He's going after another Vill. He's going after another Vill. Vivy's going to get another one. In terms of villager wars versus Andy, this has been a success compared to what we've normally seen. Like, this is actually kind of impressive from Vivy. And the fact that Andy has more idle TC time means that Vivy's eco is theoretically better than Andy's. He has more res collected, more villagers. YOLO's for this guy. Andy's going to save him 100%. Yep.
2 HP. Scout actually still alive with 1 HP.
And Vivy sends more vills.
Wow. Question still, why did we pick Incas here? You kind of knew that it was going to be against Britons.
I mean, so far, the Incas have actually kind of helped him because he didn't get housed for a minute like Andy did.
Okay.
So, to be fair, the Incas have actually provided a better, like, Dark Age bonus than the Britons. I guess the Britons get the faster gathering on the sheep. But in terms of Dark Age bonuses, I think the house has been more useful to him. Andy actually has a villager inside of Vivy's eco. And, man, Vivy is pushing Andy back. He goes for a gate now to trap that villain. And please don't tell me Andy saves this guy. Please don't tell me he saves this guy. He's going to save this guy.
Yeah, he's blocking with the woman behind. Oh, that's so good.
No way, dude. There ain't no way he actually gets that. And she attacks the wall. We need to kill this man. He can't keep getting away with this.
Oh, house actually killed.
Oh, there's 4 villagers there. 3 of them are extremely weak. Vivy's winning this game, Nili.
This looks really good for Vivy.
Vivy
Jesus
is
Christ.
winning this game on Black Forest, and he killed the villager to the north.
More fights at the top now. Villagers put at the right hand side, but that's sends into super low again.
Oh,
5 villager lead now.
my God. 2 minutes of idle TC time for Andy. I think Andy's starting to freak out a little bit. We've got another
peak Age
villager
of
going
Empires?
down from Vivy, and he micros it away, and he might be able to kill the Vill from Andy. But he's got to watch out for that TC.
Post looting 1. And Vivy opened the walls again. Can send in fresh 5 villagers. One of them slightly hurt.
Andy still has a Vill behind. He's going to wall him in again. No way, dude. There's no way. We look at total res collected right now. It's really similar. Andy has actually walled in a villager inside of Vivy's base, and Vivy is pushing away the other villager that's trying to complete this wall, but Andy gets the wall down there. As Vivy is still engaging with villagers at the front, and he needs to avoid being trapped in. He's sending forward more vills constantly.
It kind of has to, right? If he has 7
She's gonna
villagers
get
on the
walled
other
in.
side.
Yeah, she got walled in. Okay.
And now 3 of them can work on the same palisade.
Oh,
It's
down.
open.
It's down. And Vivi goes right after him. And he's saved. Must be nice having an overlord that cares so much about your well-being, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it must be nice.
Well, your well-being, but not the well-being of 12 other villagers
Yeah,
that already died.
True, Vivi's in again. But he's left that villager behind. So he's going in through this one tile gap. And he's left the villager behind to wall him in again. Loses another villager. Tries to chase her back. Let's take a look at the HPs on the eco from Andy. Oof. It's not looking fantastic. And Andy walls that again. Vivi going to be able to kill another villager, but Vivi has a lot of weak fills here, and I think this might be where it starts to turn around here, Nili, because Vivi is stuck inside here. He might kill that villager behind, though, which could be huge. If he gets this guy, it could be massive, and he's going to try and save him again. Not going to happen. And Vivi snipes that villa over the wall. Eco KD, 15 to 14. Vivi now walling in one of his weak villagers. Still engaging, still trying to get in. And he's actually found the villager inside of his base, too, which he might kill because Andy's not paying attention. Never mind, it's Andy. He's never going to kill that. She's going to wall herself in.
Well, let's see about that. Next to the woodline obviously makes it easier, but distance really short to the villager. Maybe take a hit and then continue walking.
Or maybe she's going to try and trap this dude in.
Oh yeah, not impossible. Goes in the hole. Nope.
He's busy.
Oh, Vivi's in again.
Yep.
And that means 3 low HP villagers out, 7 high HP villagers in again.
And he walled her in. The last hit. Noticed her at the last second. But look at this position for Vivi. He's fine. Tries to go for a house to block that. Still holding this open. 30 villagers for him. 26 for Andy. But the total res collected actually still in favor of Andy right now.
Why are we not picking Berbers in Black Forest?
I mean, it's only, what, 5% extra vill speed? I guess that's good, right? Still. I don't know. That guy should be dead. That guy is dead.
He bumped into a lot of heads there.
I love the difference between these two, right? Like, Andy's doing everything he can to save every individual villager, and Vivi's just like, right click, right click, right click. We need to kill, and it's working in some way. Like, he's not focusing on the little things. He's just trying to kill as many as he possibly can as he chases him back, and he chases her back as well. Tons of villagers from Andy chasing after. Vivi is still trying to push through these walls, but he's going to lose another villager on the other side of that. And the Eco KD is going to be evened out here unless Vivi can save this. Vivi is still trapped inside.
Oh man, oh man, oh man.
And
16 on food against 6 on food right now.
Look at the villager that was inside Vivi's face. Of course that's what's going to happen, right? Like, of course. and look at the one to the south as well. Of course. He got 2 of his vills walled in by Andy. Oh my god. And I think Andy has done enough here to just kind of get himself back into this. Vivi's going to try and go feudal age. But if there's no hole in the wall, as Vivi loses another villager forward.
But Tower Man at Arm, you should not be able to stop it.
Maybe. Feudal age is on the way.
And he will take quite some time till he's feudal age.
I mean, Vivi's going to lose these 4 vills in his base, right? I think at this point, you might just send these forward and look for the weak vills that you know are back here from Andy. Try and get some kills.
Yeah, not too bad. Yeah, you know that
use it like
some
a drush.
super low have to be. Yeah. Look around the farms. Jesus.
Yeah, it's crazy. And on the deer as well, on the berries. Like, this guy could conceivably kill 3 vills. I don't think he's going to get away with it, but he could. Right, like this woman? Right here? Vivi? He forgot about his existence. She taunted him even.
And now Andy needs to wall a lot here. I think he needs to go for like 3 layers of palisade.
Yeah. It's going to be difficult with only 74 wood, though. Like, you want to drop farms at the same time because your berries and your deer are running out. You want to do all of that stuff. It feels like Andy is angling towards, like, Castle Age, right? He wants to click up to Feudal and then go for a fast castle and have the Castle Age units available to him. But with this push from Vivy, it's going to get extremely difficult here for Andy.
That's not an easy wall, right? You don't know if those are stragglers or not. Do you need to wall behind it? There's still palisades of Vivy. He has a villager forward. That's annoying as well. Like, this won't be easy.
Nope.
Get a proper wall up now.
Eco KD 17 to 20, but a lot more idle TC time for Andy, which means the villager difference by the time Andy gets to Feudal Age is going to be in Vivy's favor.
Do you think Andy wants to collect some stone?
I think so. I think it's Castle Age and then a castle somehow, or maybe extra TC.
No, he can't get Castle Age. No, this is for like 3 defensive towers and stone
What
walls
are you talking about? He can't get Castle Age. You just watch. If he gets a market, he can get Castle Age.
Well, how is he collecting wood for it?
True, he doesn't have a lumber camp back there. True.
He needs 3 woods. Like, this will be... He can't even afford towers.
Yep. Oh, damn, dude. He needs a lumber camp first, because he's only got that one straggler tree, which has 6 wood on it. And if you don't get the lumber camp, you won't be able to sustain your wood production to have enough wood for towers.
Just close to the town center. Should be slipping through, though.
Oh, he walls those in. Of course he does. Beautiful. There's a lot of
But
weak
there's
villagers
still
around here.
palisade. I think those villagers could die. Oh, that's a lot of vills now.
A lot of
Proper
villagers over
focus.
there. There is an eagle there, and all of these vills are weak from before, and we're saying it's as close to a free win for Andy as it could possibly get. Vivy's kind of taking this right now.
Big.
Damn, dude. I would love to see Vivy send 1 full HP Vill to the back of Andy's Eco and just look for the weak ones because they're back here. But I mean, he doesn't even need to look for those because the weak ones are coming out for this tower. Andy is full YOLOing this. He still can't afford a market. The tower is barely even going to go up, and now that second tower can fire away at the 2 villagers attacking the first. And that's so many villagers dead. Oh my god.
Those 2 towers got 5 villager kills, and now the villagers across each other, like those 2 are walled in into a death trap.
Yep. Oh, Andy. Oh, what a disaster. Man, Vivy's last set was so underwhelming. Like, his first set against Leary, he played really well, I felt like. His last set against Winchester, he looked really bad. And now, here we are in Black Forest, about to go up 2-0 and beating Andy.
That would be sick. And Andy, so many people had him like really high on, well, their world ranking even, right? People stopped by my stream and asking like, is Andy top 10 now? And suddenly he could get 03 tier.
Yeah.
Something we didn't expect.
Market going up from Andy. And tower as well in defense, and now Andy is going to try and make his way to the Castle Age, but we look at the resources from Vivy. If Vivy gets the market up, which he does have, he can go up to Castle Age around the same time. And he's
without
also cut
stone?
Andy off stone. Yeah.
But only the front stone, right? Andy has access to 2 more stones in the back. So blacksmith needed, Dave. Ay, ay, ay.
Yeah. The wood issues, right? Now Vivy, I think, can tower hop through there if he wants to.
Probably
but he's
to
just
the
gonna work at
right,
gate.
yeah.
It's open. Like, he can walk in if he wants to. Castle Age on the way for both. It's a little bit faster for Andy. Vivy's just going to run right past that TC. And we know TCs just don't hit shots with their arrows. They do there at max range, apparently. They only hit when they're at max range. That's what I found. If the villager's right under the TC, they just can't even see him.
I don't know why Andy doesn't have 20 villages on stone right now.
Yeah, it seems weird, right? Castle seems like the play. Right in the middle of all three of those towers.
Or is it just like you have to play mangonels?
Don't know.
Bought himself 100 food instead of like using at least 2 farms in the back. Ooh. Are there any villagers alive still from any on the other side? No.
No.
Okay, okay.
I guess if you're thinking about forcing down a castle, probably not the greatest setup to do it, even if you have the stone, because all of your villagers are like 50% HP total. We saw that issue happening with that first defensive tower, right? As Vivy goes for another tower, he cuts off that gold, and now Andy is off gold completely. No
really
gold?
bad gold spawn. Right,
Yeah.
all 3 basically in one screen, all to the left side. Oh, this is tricky. But Andy finds a good timing here against the 2 towers.
Does he, though? Vivy's going to get there in time.
Oh, nice move.
Siege
Yeah,
Workshop
quick
there for
correction.
Andy, and I think Monastery Redemption is an option, definitely, for Vivy if he sees what Andy is going for behind here. But he'll know that Andy, even if he does get a Mangonel out, it's going to be one of very few because Andy doesn't have any gold.
And still, how many villages does he have forward? Like 7?
Yeah.
They suddenly benefit from the blacksmith upgrades.
Mm-hmm. True.
So 1 armor there. But
There's the
that's a
castle.
safe castle.
Yeah. Cuts off the gold, takes care of the TC, cuts off all these farms, right? I think what I would love to see from Vivy as well is maybe like just use some of the extra stone and wall off the south side from Andy. So like prevent him from doing anything clever at all. Kind of focus it all into this one area. So Eagles come in. Quick walls are necessary from Andy with that villager HP.
Did you really pick Black Forest to have such a game here? If you're
I
Andy?
don't know. I don't know, man. Maybe like the confidence got the better of him, but I mean, we have to credit Vivy because he wasn't trying to do anything fancy, you know? He was just sending more villagers forward and right-clicking
Wow.
units, and he wins.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. That was impressive.
Yep. And you have to wonder, like Vivy or Andy sent 5 villas forward at the beginning. He went for a super aggressive wall on Vivy's side. I wonder what would happen if he went for a safer one. I think he gets that down right away instead of the really forward one that he attempted.
Is it possible that this game didn't have a single kill from a military unit?
I think an eagle did kill.
An
A bill.
Eagle scout at the start? Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Well, in the last 30 minutes, there were probably no kills
No
from a
kills,
military
yeah.
unit.
Unless
And the
you include
KD is
towers.
28 to 24.
Yeah.
Sick game by Vivy. I'm really impressed. I didn't think he would like get the damage out there, could deal with all those villagers.
Mm-hmm.
And the macro behind it was really strong.
Yep. And he had a lot of vital TC time. And you know what? When you start Nili with 2 houses automatically on this 9-ville start with Incas, you don't have to worry about making houses. You can spend all of your wood forward there, which means you don't have to go for that lumber camp super early. You can send a couple additional villagers, and your eco is going to be looking a little bit stronger. So maybe that factored into his decision to pick Incas, right?
What were the betting odds in your channel?
Oh.
Mine are
267 versus 1.1 million. So
for me it's 44,000 against 250. So that's 4x, that's 160x roughly. Sick. Yeah, and that really shows you how big of an upset this was, right?
yeah.
How we all didn't expect Vivy. This is like something I would write down as one of the worst Vivy maps. Black
Yep.
Forest.
Vivy and Yo. Black Forest is not really their forte, right? Any of the Chinese players, really. But, I mean, he didn't try and do anything too complicated. Just got the job done, which is pretty impressive. And now Andy has a mountain to climb. He's going to have to win Land Nomad, Arabia, and Kawasan against a more experienced player in Vivy and a player who maybe got a little bit of a confidence boost. If I was Vivy, I would get a massive confidence boost there in winning Black Forest.
Interesting, by the way, that Andy chose Land Nomad, kind of choosing Nomad away from Vivy.
Yeah, that's... I know that Chinese players and the community love to play regular Nomad, but they also play a lot of Land Nomad.
But I think Land Nomad is way better for Andy than normal Nomad.
Yeah, probably.
So I think that was an interesting strategic approach there.
Amazing where AoE 2 is at the moment. Monks and Vills. Non-military units being the primary military.
Yeah.
Let's go. Well, it's going to be Portuguese for Andy, and it's going to be Berbers for Vivy. So Berbers will get the initial boost from having slightly faster villagers, which means you can bring them all together easily. But Portuguese, you can get the double income from the berries and the wood, and then you have really strong options in the Castle Age once you get there.
I think organ guns might be the plan. Berbers, the main reason is that simply your villagers are basically as fast as boars, so you can get them from wherever. So it's really important. Active sheep, scout the whole map, and then you could easily have like 6 boars under your town center. And sadly, I'm not sure if it's the map pack or if it's the patch, but game kind of loads an empty map for me multiple times.
Empty map?
Yeah, it's basically, I don't know.
I've seen that
Just
for like a couple seconds before, but I've never got it for an extended period of time.
I don't know. And the game is even continuing. There's only one player. Game chat actually goes through. Yeah.
All right, so I'll start this one off then, and I'll wait for you to join. Andy playing as Portuguese, Vivy playing as Berbers. The TCs are quite close to each other, and there's a contested stone in the middle of it. Andy has gone for those berries right away, so he's going to be getting a little trickle of wood here, and Vivy is going to find that TC immediately from Andy and take away 2 of these geese or turkey or whatever they are. I would also love to see Vivy potentially wall in the berries over here if he can. But his TC is up, getting loom. Andy's TC already running, making villagers. And Vivy will be bringing the turkeys home.
Maybe a bit late with this house there, right?
Yeah.
Maybe forgot about that for a second. And short distance, well, you have to take a close look. Can the Portuguese player get a safe stone or not?
Yeah, and that is... Well, it is a stone, Nili. I don't know if it's safe in the center. Also, Andy needs to avoid any of these Vill wars early. Berber Vills with loom already. Not really, a good environment for his villagers to hang out with. There's another stone way to the south for Andy. And there's a stone way to the west if he finds it with those villagers that are on the berries there. Or maybe he can loop around that way. Kind of hidden there. Ooh, Vivy seeing the boar. Vivy seeing the boar. He's got a Berber villager.
And he's so good at clicking. He's so good at clicking.
And Vivy
those
is
spots.
Not a clicker. More cookie clicker needed, right?
Yeah, cookie clicker would be nice. I played some practice games on Mired against Andy. Like both players with like 5 boars. Andy knows how to click. It's disgusting.
I think I remember your mired game in Warlords waiting room. Was it against Viper? Yeah, I think I remember that.
Well, which one was it?
I think you played Goss, right?
I don't know. Like Warlords waiting room was. I just played the games.
Yeah. I did enjoy your set versus Ubetnir. I'm sure you didn't really enjoy it that much, but Man, that guy is so interesting. The way always it's like a tick. He always makes a house next to an outpost. Even if he has an outpost like 5 tiles away, he makes another outpost and a house. It's crazy. Just so that if a unit is patrolling, it'll patrol into his house rather than the outpost.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird. At one point, he had like 20 outposts and 20 houses all beside them. So, Feudal Age coming up from Andy, and Andy is going out to that stone, and he's going to go for towers here just to secure this stone. And he's going to commit onto this, essentially. But Vivy might be going for a Castle Age approach. We'll just see if, you know, he can get away with this. Ooh, Berbervilles are chasing the villager from Andy. They're too quick. They're too speedy. He's going to die. That Ville's dead. Yep. Nice snipe there.
Looks indeed like fast Castle Age here from Vivi. I'm a bit surprised at how heavily he is on berries. Not really typically something you see. And maybe Vivi wanted to go up earlier, but simply doesn't have a second building. Because he's not on gold, maybe he wants to play Feudal Age, but just really late.
Yeah, he's up to the Feudal Age now. And Andy is chasing away one of his vills, but she's going to get away just fine with Berbers. And Andy continues to just kind of take control of this middle area. Still is not going for a tower there. He's going for a tower on the right side of the wood line instead of on the stone.
I don't like this tower.
Know about that tower at all. Yeah, that's a really, really weird one.
This is really surprising to me.
Maybe he feels like there's like a lumber camp behind that wood line from Vivy or something. He doesn't see the wood line on the left. He will now with Town Watch. But like it seems like you need to get a tower on the stone to secure the stone. Right?
Yeah.
Because that's your whole game plan.
He's not on gold. Villagers now arriving at the right side. And he's trying to push them away. Yeah, it just feels so off, and this is not the Andy we know.
Maybe he's a little bit rattled from the last game. Who knows? And it's within range of the TC? No, that was the Palisade Wall. Okay. Whew. I was like, how on earth is that within range?
Goes for another tower now. Oh, those villagers are in danger. House?
Oh my god. Absolutely rinsed. Vivy traps the vills in, but Andy still has villagers here. I would have liked to see additional palisade walls or something here from Vivy. Andy is now committing onto this, and we're back again. We just came from BF, but we're back again to the villager wars. As Andy tries to get that tower up, Vivy should definitely wall in front of that tower, or maybe he just wants Andy to come in because the TC is within range. But Andy is going to lose another vill, and he's going to lose two, and that tower is definitely denied. Damn, dude. And at the back, Vivy also going for another tower. Quick walling it in time. 2 angles for Andy to attack from on that one. But this is not the situation Andy wanted to be in.
Man, and he doesn't have any stone anymore. 56 stone for him. Fletching even coming in. Vivy's playing crazy again.
He's playing so well here. And Andy, I mean, we have to question why the first tower wasn't on the stone. Right? Like that, none of that would have happened.
I was shocked as well. More villagers now coming from the top, and Vivi, he said like, "Oh, apparently I'm good at villager rushing.
Yeah.
Let's do it again."
Yeah, don't get cocky, kid, though, because this could turn around real quick. Still, that tower is going to be a great supplement to this villager army, and the villager does get away here from Andy, but Vivi just doesn't care. He's going for another tower forward, and he's like, "Do it, kid. Come in and fight me with your weak vills."
There's no real answer. I think Andy kind of needs to pull like 15 villagers here.
It's
that
over,
tower
dude.
must not go up.
It's over. It has to be. Unless Andy can YOLO something. 21 villagers. He can't even sustain, or he hasn't been sustaining TC production. He's walling in his villagers on the other side, but if you're engaging in Vill Wars against a Berber player, that's a disaster. That's not the situation you want to be in.
Maybe another save. Okay, it's still
my
Andy.
God. Oh my god. And Vivy's at the point of this rush where he knows he's done a ton of damage, and he just needs to keep the pressure up. And if there's one player that's fantastic at keeping the pressure on their opponent, it's Vivy. Like, he knows precisely how to do that.
Needs to repair the house, though. Is getting it done in time. But it's just trying to sneak through the bottom, but there's an outpost. Vivy has a lot of time to put eyes on those 4 villagers.
Vivy could wall these villagers, prevent him from going back to the TC, potentially. He's not paying attention. It's too much to pay attention to. He stonewalls in the villagers on the other side so he can continue repairing this house. And Andy is fully committed on this house. And he gets it.
Okay, could be 2
More
dead
villagers
builds now.
coming around for Vivy. He can run away.
Another
His
tower.
Yep. Damn,
Love the
bro.
stone walls as well that he's upgrading, right? Palisade walls, so fragile in those situations. Oh, those are 2 trap villagers, though. Ah!
Let me out! Just try and take one with you, if you can. That's a good spot to sit. Only 1 vill can attack those, apparently. 2 vills. Andy now shuffling a little bit, but, I mean, even if you kill 2 villagers over there, you've still been towered on the other side. You have 0 on wood right now. Andy is now going for a barracks.
Oh, man. Work efficiency is not looking pretty for Andy.
Oh my god. And Vivy is going in towards this villager that has been trapped. He's got his weak one attacking him. We'll figure it out, and he's going to take out another villager from Andy, pretty much confirmed. As Andy continues to repair the walls on these 2 villagers he's walled in. Wild. Andy will go for an archer range. But Vivy's got towers everywhere. Like, where are your archers going to find values? Like, nowhere.
Like, where do you even want to attack? Like,
Yeah.
Vivi even builds a tower to kill 1 berry villager or force a deletion on the mill.
I mean, that tower is going to be very annoying for Andy. Vivy doesn't know it, but with that archer range pumping out archers, if they try and go that way, that tower is going to stop the archers advancing, right? It's actually a good one at the end of the day, even if it's only for 1 vill.
Yeah. Zoning out the map. Would love to see some walls at the top of the cliff there. But yeah, he goes for an archer range himself. The moment he gets out a skirm, he's fine.
Yeah. Damn, bro. 36 vills versus 27. Another villager goes down on that side. Vivy's still trying to batter down the gate. Let's see if he can spot the archer range. He cannot. And he's got some weak vills there, so maybe the archers can take them out. He's still looking for the 2 villagers that ran away from Andy, but they're at the bottom of the map, and Andy has now 5 villagers in the south soon that he can collect gold with, but Vivy is on the hunt. He's still looking. It's like, where did you go? I know you're somewhere.
2 archers pop in. Could find some villager kills here.
Berbervilles. Berber
Don't
villagers.
tell me he's saving all.
Oh my god, dude. And he's got the skirm coming for the archers.
He saves all of them? No way.
He does. He saves all of them.
Wow.
Sick.
I thought it was at least 2 dead builds.
Andy did take out that tower behind his wood line, though, so he can take wood to the TC now.
Or Vivi just builds a new one there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that.
And Vivy is pushing forward with the tower on the other side. Skirmisher getting a little aggressive. Not going to lie, but Vivy has fletching, remember. So his skirms are better.
Oh, but it's just being pulled.
The micro from Andy.
Yeah, he's microing his heart out.
Yeah.
It could be his last game of Warlords.
Yep. Damn, dude. Damn, dude. This is not how we thought Andy was going to go down in Villager Wars. Like, he's arguably, like, the best Villager War player in the game right now.
Certainly the best at saving single villagers. And, well, Andy's going for the tower again that Vivi is trying to rebuild. Maybe some walling there could have helped out a bit. But that's, again, lots of worker time lost as well.
Yep. Total res collected is not as big of a difference as I thought it would be. It's only 700, which is a huge deal at the moment. Still, could be worse.
Should increase though, right?
Yep, it should. 41 vills against 29. Like, if this goes on another couple minutes, Vivi's going to be ahead by like 2k. And the archers are going down. And I think Andy knows it's over. He's going to keep playing on because it's a super messy game. Who knows? Maybe Vivi hasn't been producing villagers behind this. You don't know, right? Anything could happen.
Yeah, and you don't know, like, judging the score on land Nomad is tricky because the scouting can be really uneven, right? Andy scouted maybe 35% of the map, maybe 40. And could easily be that Vivi had like 2 extra sheep, just shift click them around and could be at 60, 70%.
Yep. Damn, dude. I mean, I guess just never get involved in a messy game against Vivi.
Kind of.
Like,
Yeah.
try
That's
to
why
avoid
we
it.
felt the tower should have been at the stone, right? Stabilize the game.
Yep. Tried to do something interesting, didn't work out. Vivi goes for a 3rd tower in that area. If the first 2 don't succeed, try again. Andy is on stone at the back here. He has 400 in the bank. Maybe he can like just all in on gold or stone. He's also taking in a boar here, get a market up and try to rush the castle or something, but Vivi is completely surrounding him. And look at the exploration from Vivi. Like, he's slowly cutting him off into this corner. There are 6 villagers on that right side pushing forward, and Vivi could even wall him in here, and now the skirmishers are coming.
It's stable to counter that. He's trying to get a scout out, which is good against 3 skirms, obviously.
And he's selling stone, buying food. He's got 8 archers, but with the amount of towers from Vivi, feels like they can't do much damage still, as the skirmishers have found the wood line. And Andy just used that market so much to be able to afford 1 scout.
Well, 1 scout will do quite a bit here. Actually, sending in... Look at that. Sending in the turkeys to block the wood line. What are the next steps here for Andy? Trying to buy yourself Castle Age and try to get a castle up next to your starting TC? But with what villagers even? The ones that are chasing the skirm?
Yep. Total res collected. It's like 3 or 4 minutes later from when we brought it up last. 2k ahead for Vivi.
Just having like close to 20 villager lead now. Just ridiculous.
Skirms have been cleared by the scouts. Vivi will be in a position to click up naturally to Castle Age without using the market soon. But another tower is going to go down. I think he
well,
can
let's
save
go.
this.
200 HP. Villagers now starting to fight a bit. Right now, no more villagers repairing. Yeah. Not sure why he needed to build a house there.
Oh, maybe saves it.
Oh, well, the archers aren't contributing a lot. Oh, maybe they are.
And
It's so messy.
it is so messy.
Oh man.
Castle Age on the way for Vivi. 52 villagers against 35. Scouts trying to save these 2 vills. And they might. And they might. And they might. And they might. And they do.
Boink. Any quick wall attempts there? Likely tries to get to the tower. Oh, that will be tricky.
Huh!
1.
He gets inside with 1. Vivi is building a stable at home. Man, if he built a stable forward with those villagers on the boar to the right side and just sent a knight into the back of Andy Zika, oh man. Oh, even a scout with those weak vills could do so much.
Yeah, sick. Oh, that's a lot of villager on stone by Andy though. But then again, you have to ask your question, like, what are the ways how you can lose the game? And the way is that Andy gets a castle kind of in between the 2 town centers.
Yeah, so you put
Right.
you put stone wall foundations there. You just stop it. Force the castle back.
Or just have like 2 knights there instantly,
Yeah.
then follow up the siege workshop.
And we look at the res that they're going to have when they get to Castle Age. Andy will have stone and wood. Vivy will have basically everything. Armor coming in.
0 villagers on food, 0 villagers on gold for Andy.
Yep.
Is Andy building those houses there to delete them and build a castle later?
That's what it seems like to me.
But then you don't need to finish them.
Yeah.
Actually, something we could see more in the future, right? If you play like Spanish, Portuguese, just build 4 houses in a block at like 10%. And then you know that you can build the castle there later on.
Monastery added behind enemy lines from Vivy. As the knights are out and the knights are looping in, and they can just come right underneath this town center and pass right by. Not going to take that much damage. And try and get into the eco behind. Also a town center to the right side for Vivy. Andy has a scout over there, but it's extremely weak. And Vivy went for that farming eco over there and also went for a tower. So he can save his villagers if he needs to. And where is the castle going to go for Andy? Still doesn't have enough stone for it. Can't buy an extra 100 yet.
Oh, because of the stone walls. He had enough stone at one point.
Stonewalled in his gold. Damn. Damn, dude. He needs to get that in quick because the siege workshop is going up for Vivy.
And once we have Mangle out, like, the castle will be ugly.
Also, Vivy sees the villagers running to the right side.
What's a house? Oh, that's an optimistic. If he wants to build that, 3 skirms around already.
Yep.
That will be a bit of annoyance. The tower helps out from behind.
Siege workshop's up. Vivy, how fast does he realize that this castle is going up? Andy is taking a risk here. He needs to. And the Mangonel is coming out, and this castle just doesn't complete.
I think this is even a job for a Scorpion, not for a Mangonel.
Maybe.
Takes half the time, and the villagers are low anyways.
Maybe. Also, the knights over on the right side have found all these villagers from Andy. So he's not just losing there. He's losing vills behind it. Tower coming out from Vivy. Probably not even necessary with the Mangonel on the way, but he wants to deny any potential of Andy getting back in this game and back in this set. And Andy's done. He's cooked. It's over.
Wow. That's not the end of the run that we expected.
Nope. I mean, it must be pointed out that Andy had a great qualifier, and he's been playing really well lately, as we now have a Genitor, multiple Genitors, which are super good in this situation from Vivy. GG.
Andy. 0-3.
By Vivy, too. Damn, Vivy's playing strong. It's like, in the qualifiers, Vivy was so good. He looked prepared, and I was really impressed. Because I haven't seen that from Vivy.
Incredibly good in the qualifiers.
Yeah.
I think it needs a Titan to it.
Yeah,
Vivy
in the second qualifier. The first qualifier, he was also incredibly beastly, and I forget who eliminated him from that one, but impressive job from them. And then in the set against Vivy, or Leary, he looked really good, even though he lost that. And then the set against Winchester, it was just completely polar opposite. And now here, he looks super impressive. Well done, Vivy. Fantastic job.
Yeah,
Man.
not the games Andy were hoping for.
If only we
I
could
was
find
hoping
the
for.
player who took out Vivy the first time around. Surely he's in the main event, right?
Has to be.
Has
Like
to be.
if you beat someone that made it in the main event, you
Yeah.
have to be in the main event.
I can't imagine a world where he wouldn't be in the main event, like bracket stage at least, of Warlords.
At least.
Yeah. That guy's a killer. But we'll never know.
You will never know.